Hello, Internet world. Welcome to the first installment of a four-part mix analysis series. We are going to be looking at the main elements from my latest record, Dark Horse, that is the drums, bass, guitars, and vocals. I wanted to share my mix approach for this album amongst all the engineers and producers out there. And some of you may be interested in knowing what I did to achieve these sounds. So today we're going to be looking at drums, and the song I have chosen is Dark Horse, the theme song essentially. Before we move on to the session, I just wanted to highlight one factor that was very important before I even started mixing, which is knowing what my end result needs to sound like. So, in simple terms, a reference. So, my reference for the drums was the drum sound on Alter Bridge's fourth record, Fortress, which is a very in your face, aggressive, and at the same time clean sounding drum sound. So that was my goal, to get it sounding like that and to make it sound as close as possible. So yeah, let's have a look at the session. Just play you bits and parts of certain sections. And the reason I chose the song is because it's very dynamic. It goes from soft to mental as the song progresses. So yep.
Rough road he walked, restless thought he fought. Open your eyes, don't be all surprised. Don't let it break you. Someday you will realize it can't break you down.
So let's have a listen to the drums in solo. So this is what it sounds like in isolation. So that's section 1. Cool. So let's have a listen to the kick drum, and let's choose the first section here. So So essentially all of my drums are going into a bus, the drum bus. So we have a look at the bus in a bit. But quite simply, on the kick drum, there's not much going on. Just an 8K boost, a bell boost, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And yep, have a New York style compression. We'll have a look at that as well. So the New York style compression is right here. So over here, just the top, a boost on the top end. And do we have a boost on the bottom? No, I have actually not boosted anything on the bottom. I probably felt like it didn't need it. So we have VMR here. Just passing it through the virtual channel on the Brit 4KE. I think that is the SSL module emulation. Adding some drive, and this is basically the parallel compression. It's a lot, I know it is a lot, but I'm bringing back a lot of the transients by adding a transient shaper on my parallel bus, and yeah, just boosting the attack. So that's without, and that's with. It's a very subtle change, but it's quite good. Yep. So, and let's have a listen to the snare. So I have 3 sounds here. So this is the top sound, top snare. That's the bottom snare. And then I have another sample here. It's a bit more full sounding. So all together, let's check out the other sections. And again, just another note, all of these moves were done in context with the mix. Cool, so that's the snare, and all the 3 snares are going into a bus, a snare bus. Got some VMR in there as well. So again, virtual channel, but this time I've chosen the Brit N, which is a Neve style channel strip. We've got a distressor going on here, but around 10 dB of gain reduction, but only 10% of it is actually in the mix. And then I have a Neve style EQ here, boosting a ton of shelf, top shelf, and some bottom, 104 Hz. Yeah, that's all I've done to the snare. So the kick and the snare together. Very tight. So talking about the snare, I have a track here which I call it the snare smash. It's basically a print of the snare track, and it's passed through an 1176 style compressor, and it's really smashed. So if we listen to it in solo, okay, it's very low in the mix at the moment, so that's how it sounds like. It's blended in, so there is an automation going on here. So yeah, it's automated to different levels at different parts of the song to bring out aggression. So yep, so all the snares together now. With kick. Cool. Now that's the snare reverb. Let's have a listen to the toms. It's a good section here. So let's just loop this bit. So here I boosted some top end at 7.3K. Boosted another 3.5 dB at 6.5K with a wider Q factor, and taken out some 560 and boosted some low end here at 130, and then added some more top end here and some thickness here on the revival. So that's the toms, and again it's going through the New York style parallel compression. And yep, oh sorry, so if we look at the snare now, in the end I've added another SSL channel strip, and what we're doing here is filtering out at 19 kilohertz, and yep, that's pretty much it again. And yeah, just adding a bit more top end there. So we move on to the hi-hats. I haven't done anything to the hi-hats other than adding some parallel compression, again to just bring out some aggression on the hi-hats. because the hi-hats were it sounded quite airy in the recording, so I wanted to bring in a bit more body and character to it. And same with the cymbals, just some more parallel compression, and overheads I have done nothing. I've done nothing to the overheads, left it as is. And our room track, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, so this is printed out. This is a printed out room track. So if I recall, what I had done is compressed it very heavily and added some distortion. So yep, it's just some heavy compression again with some more parallel compression on the side and a little bit of, not a little bit, a lot of reverb. I just wanted to increase the size of the room, so that's why this was done. And I added the distortion because why not? Sounded good in the mix. So all the drums together. Again, the room track makes a very subtle difference. It's not a lot, it's a very tiny difference, but it does add to the character of the entire mix. Okay, so let's have a look at the bus now. So this is the bus. Let's check out the chorus section, the last chorus section. So again, here a bit of top end at 15 kilohertz on the custom series EQ, bit of 2K, and that's pretty much it on the custom series EQ. And on the Neve style EQ, a boost at 80 Hz to give it an overall punch. And on the Air EQ, I've cut out some 400 Hz. I probably have done this because there was probably some build up with the other elements in the mix, so I might have done this cut to get rid of that. And finally, some bus compression. I've chosen the FG Gray at the slowest attack, auto release, 3.5 to 1 ratio, and the high pass filter all the way up to 150 Hz, so it does not compress anything below 150 Hz. So around 3 dB of gain reduction. So let's have a listen to before and after. Just brings it to life. It adds a lot more character and life to the entire mix. So yeah, that's pretty much it. In terms of dynamics, a lot of it is in the playing of the drums itself. So here the drums are played softly and here they're played more aggressively. And that does contribute because you can recreate a lot of it later on during the mixing stage, but why do that when you can just get it right in the first place? So yeah, that is a quick little tutorial of how I got my drums. I have not done much and minimal use of plugins, and yeah, pretty analog sounding, I would say. So if you've made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. I hope you guys will join me next time for the next video, we will be looking into the bass. And if you do like these kind of tutorials, please let me know, and if it does work out, we will make more videos in the future. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and if you want to listen to the track, head over to my Facebook page, or I'll put a link in the description. You can choose your preferred platform for streaming, and have a listen to the song in a new light now that you've seen the mix approach. Thank you for watching. See you guys soon. Have a lovely time in quarantine.
Down, down.